regardless of this particular legislation, there are repeated calls from Hollywood and the recording industry for compulsory filtering in various contexts. And I just want to, based on I'd like to tell you guys a little bit about the experience that we have with our copyright identification system, and certainly caution against a government-mandated filtering, and caution against any speedy implementation of something like this. And here's why. What we have learned through our experience of implementing content identification system is that it's extremely complex and it's extremely nuanced in a way that most of the folks that are calling for it, the devil is in the details. It's all about how it's implemented. And if it's not implemented carefully, let me just tell you some of the issues that we have to face. So as I was telling you guys before, we let, not only record labels, but any audiovisual rights holders as well, deliver to us the reference files. When the users upload, we compare their upload against our reference, and then we allow the content owners to express a preference. A lot of the calls for filtering are always block, 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 assuming that every copyright holder wants everything down. What we do is we offer a more subtle set of choices to the copyright owners that participate in our system, saying when we detect a match, you can block it if you want, that's fine, it's up to you. You can also tell us you want us to license it on your behalf, and we'll sell advertising around it and share the advertising with you. Or if you want, we'll just give you some interesting marketing data about, where, not personally identifiable information, but where are people watching this, and what are the graphs of, it's really helpful to know, where to plan your concert tours if you can see that something is popular, or whether your promotional campaign, your radio campaign in a certain city is working very well because you can see a spike in YouTube traffic. So we give all kinds of, where are people coming to that video from? Those are some of the choices that we give. So one thing is that, and many of the people using our system are opting for the latter two choices and not block. So one thing is that there's a lot of different preferences the copyright holders have. Another thing is fair use. A lot of, there is a substantial amount of fair use on YouTube. There's a lot of transformative works. There's a lot of commentary about different things. And the filtering system is a really powerful and at times can be scary tool. What we do for content owners that their usage policy is blocked, we block the file. And what do we do if it's fair use? We give our users the ability to say, we are very transparent. We say your video has matched with an audio file delivered to us from Universal Music or whatever. If you think there's been a mistake, let us know, and you can file a dispute, and we give them some choices in the dispute. Do you have a license to use this? And guess what? A lot of people are putting up some sort of audio-visual content where they have a license to incorporate a little snippet of some song, and by and large, that got, no surprise, that got caught in the filtering. There's embedded third-party content and Universal Music doesn't own, the person that uploaded it certainly had the right to do, maybe it's a TV show that has a little snippet and they wanted it up. So, do you have a license to the content? Or is it a fair use of the content? Are you commenting on the song? And of course, there's a lot of there's some differing views on what is a fair use of a song, so that creates some issues. But is it a fair use? Or do you think there's actually just been a mistake and what we said is a match isn't a match? And that doesn't happen very often, but it can happen with technology, and we need a way to deal with all of these. We need a way to deal with all of these issues. Finally, territory. When there's a match, we're a global service. People should only be able to block or exploit in the territory in which they control the rights. But a lot of times, when we're talking about these ISP filterings, no one's dealing with all of these subtle issues and how are we going to handle all these issues. And my fear is that if we just say, okay, ISPs can block, what about all the music that's licensed that I just told you about, these elaborate arrangements that we have to license?